Good morning, everyone. Kate Moore and Fiona Pearman here for this week's Facebook Live. And this month, we're going to be talking more about building relationships, which is something that's really important. It's something that we naturally do when we're working on projects with people. But there is a really important strategic piece here as well. And that's what we want to talk about over the course of the next month, Fee. And I think lots of times when we enter conversations around this with our confidence community, often the pushback we get here is, working hard, knowing your stuff, that should be enough to progress. And I think in those early years of career, that's where we learn that success habit, right? Which is, okay, work really hard, do great work, get good feedback, work well with stakeholders across the organization, with clients, if you're client facing, progress. And then we just repeat that formula, that routine, and it does seem to work. And of course, the more senior you get, the more that success professionally is reliant on things like leadership capability, perhaps playing some of the politics, stakeholder management, some of that tricky stuff, some of the icky stuff that isn't super clear. And of course, the importance of building relationships.
I think this is often underestimated, and we meet fabulous women who are relatively advanced in their career, but haven't done the work around building relationships both internally in their organizations, but also externally and across industry and business. There are so many places we could be extending ourselves, building those relationships so that we've got other perspectives, people, sounding boards, people who can help us, people who can look for potentially opportunities that may be a good match and a good fit for us. And I think, Kate, quite often people are a little bit resistant around this. We don't necessarily like that old adage, it's not so much what you know, it's who you know. Ultimately, it's going to be a combination of both. But as you get more senior, that who you know and how people know you and how they think of you and where they think you could, contribute something, that's incredibly important to career progression. I mean, we know that a lot of the best opportunities, the best roles never actually get advertised. They're filled through networks, through relationships. And I think if we don't participate, if we don't look at this strategically and participate well, we're really missing out on a big opportunity. And so that's why we encourage you, even if it feels a bit uncomfortable at first, what's the small thing? What are the ways you can start to extend yourself and to start to have deeper and more fulfilling professional relationships beyond your immediate team or the immediate division you're in a business?
Yeah, I think the piece here, I talk about relationship capital or relational capital. And so it's how do we, outside the normal course of my day-to-day, right? We're very good at building relationships with people we work with in the course of business, that we're what we have to do, our execution brings us together, and we're very good at that. It's how do I start to build relationships with people outside that circle for whom it would be valuable for me to have a some sort of connection, informal conversation, whatever that it's going to look like. I think the piece is always start small here, because often there is a lot of resistance. I don't have time to this. It shouldn't matter. It does matter, as much as I would love for this not to be a thing that can really support your career. We look at things like sponsors and mentors. That's a huge part of how we support women in leadership, because of the relational aspect of it. And so this is about us as individuals taking a little bit of agency and responsibility for this piece. It's not about, if that piece around I don't have time is true for you, then it's about what's the small thing I can do. What's the one person who actually I look around my organization and I think, I would really love to get to know them a little bit better. I'd really love to spend a little bit of time with them. They're doing a project that actually I would really love to know more about and perhaps like to be involved. And so that's just the person I'm going to focus on building a little bit more of a deeper connection and relationship with outside the day-to-day, because it is incredible when you start to build these deeper relationships, what can happen, not just from career progression opportunity, but we know that the opportunity to ask for help, then it starts to kind of spread out and all sorts of things become possible. The level of support that we've got around us, all sorts of things become possible when we start to do this.
Yeah, the opportunity here is to start to re-engage with this in a way that's positive for you, rather than seeing it as something, I just don't have more time for, I can't do that, or it's going to cost me to do it. It's what are we missing out on if I don't do it? And I think that's where we see women really interested in and starting to foster and connect with other people who they can just have good conversations. One of the things that women are brilliant at is really sharing what's going on for them and learning from each other. So the willingness to start to have those relationships in more diverse environments, in places that are not the day-to-day. And, it can be as simple as, 3 or 4 conversations a month can be enough to actually have enhanced your whole circle. And the lovely thing here is the network's network. People meet you, they know about you, they have deeper conversations with you, and they'll share that with other people. So it's a very virtuous circle. Even starting small can often have quite big ripple effects.
Yeah. So if you've enjoyed today's confidence conversation, please share some feedback below, share it with someone in your network if you know of someone who might benefit from that, or any of our other confidence conversations. If you would like to follow us on Facebook and be notified when we go live, and of course access a whole bunch of other great resources and videos that we've done, head over to our Facebook page, Core Confidence. And if you'd like to go deeper with your relationship with Core Confidence, visit our website, coreconfidence.com.au.